Good morning, Anna.
Good morning.
We are a couple of cups of coffee in already. Well, I am.
Yeah.
You are not.
Mm-mm.
But little water.
Mm-hmm. I am. I'm gonna take a moment and say how proud of Jason I am. We're actually drinking water.
Well, yeah, this type of water.
It might be some expensive water.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes.
It's the price you pay.
Yeah. Because if you've been around, you know this guy does not consume water. I don't know how he functions, but he's made it this far.
Yeah. So normally people will be a functioning alcoholic.
Yeah,
but what would I be? A functioning
non-hydrated.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just a dehydrated being walking around, like, blows my mind. But I feel a sneeze.
Yeah. This is not coincidence or anything. It just happened to be this way. But we are in Packers colors.
Yeah. We always, like...
match.
Yeah. We'll change clothes and then be like...
We just have favorite clothes, you know? But hopefully at this point you've already seen a Crocker video. Sad situation, I guess. I guess the only way to describe it is like it was a good run. We tried to make it work. We tried to do...
Oh, we truly did everything.
Yeah.
We put ourselves to the side.
Yeah. So we'll try to rewind here.
Yeah.
So we're talking about Lambo. Lambo is no longer here.
And
Reba, but Lambo has been here a lot longer. Mm-hmm. Literally became kind of the face of the channel for a while. And it was a hard decision. It's been a decision that we battled for almost 2 years. And clearly we got him with the best intentions of being at Shooting Ranch, 60 acres, starting a little herd, doing all this stuff.
Yeah, the game plan, too, wasn't like where he would be a pet. We made him a pet, but to where he would be our bull and breed for meat for us.
Yeah.
That was the purpose.
The original plan.
Yeah.
And then he became a jumper at Shooting Ranch. Our neighbor's cows had gotten out and came over to our property and were all around. He had never even attempted ever. Mm-hmm. And then he wanted to go hang with them, so he learned and he jumped the electric fence. So we made it higher. He jumped the electric fence. We put up fencing and put an electric fence on top of that. He jumped that, and it just became a thing where you guys could see big girl back there. It became a thing where he got used to it. So, our thought process was, okay, this is our cow. We have to figure it out. We're moving. The way to keep them in a fence is, one, build a really, really tall fence. So now we have Jurassic Park fence for no reason.
Yeah.
And then we're going to get a girl, which we ended up getting Reba. Mm-hmm. And that worked great until recently. Again, we've said it before. This is no dig at our neighbor whatsoever. They could do whatever they want. Never even in a million years did we even think this was going to be something that would even cause something. But, so he got steers because they like to rope, and that got Lambo's attention.
Oh, he has been dialed in over there.
When they first, it was, he just kept making noises and all this stuff. And so, you guys know on the Crocker Life, I ended up filming. I'm pretty sure it was Crocker Life because I think I did it on my phone.
Mm-hmm. With them getting out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
And they were out over here in the back. They broke the fence, just smothered it. And so then when Jared was here, woke up and was going to feed the animals. And I was like, Jared, you see anything different? He's like, what? I was like, cows are gone. He's like, no, there's no way. And I was like, oh, I can't find them. I don't know where they're at. And he's like, what? And he saw them in our neighbor's yard over there. So then we got them back in. That was a huge ordeal. It took like an hour to try to get them back in the fence where they broke the fence down. Got them in. Then they got out in another spot.
So you guys were like working on something, and then they got out again later, same day.
Yeah, and then we had to basically rope them without real rope. And then our neighbors over here, which they watch, she was actually driving by, and she could attest to this. It was not simple. It was not easy. And we were having problems, and we finally got Lambo through the cattle guard because we put plywood down so he could walk across the cattle guard. He did pretty decent after a long time of being out. And then Reba, it ended up being pretty difficult. We had to actually hook her to the side-by-side and pull her in. Did all that. We fixed the fence. Got out again. And we ended up getting a phone call from one of our neighbors down the road.
You guys put them back where they, one would have
before we got the call from the neighbor.
Yeah.
We put them in. We put them back here.
Where they have, so much room.
Yeah.
All the greeneries, too.
Yeah, everything. So it's not a lack of food. It's not a lack of space.
I know people already commented that.
It's fully justified. We get it. We get it. That was the whole reason why we've been trying to expand and expand. It's just, how do you deal with the pregnancy? We're trying to build a house. We're trying to do fencing. So that was like a big thing with Jared. We talked a little bit before, and we were like, yeah, I can make some. Well, what would y'all be working? I was like, well, our goal is to get fencing. We're trying to move the cows. We're trying to do all this stuff. And so this is how it works is, oh my gosh, she's out. Live on camera. She's out of the electric fence, so we're going to have to work on that. Let me go talk to them real quick while I go pick that fence up before the rest of them get out. This is the life we live, folks.
That's, as we're talking about animals getting out, the animal gets out. That's the way she goes. Look at her. Go follow your dad. She'll probably follow you back. Here, I'll just pause this.
Okay.
That was easy.
Yeah, so that wasn't bad. We just kind of walked up the fence. I think, honestly, that was our mistake. Cal's probably knocked it over before, and we didn't even see it. But
yeah, we did. We walked the other fence line, and then
we just didn't check the electric part.
Yeah.
So live on television, just shows things happen. But I forget where we were. Where we talking? I guess we were talking about Lambo. So.
They were over there.
Yeah, so we put him in there, and we were doing our thing, got a phone call from the neighbor, and was just like, missing some cows? Because he already knew. They know what cows we have. And I was like, probably. He's like, they walked up to my house. He's got cow stuff. They walked up to my house. Either I could load them in a trailer and bring them back. You can come pick them up. I could throw them in a pen. I said, if you don't mind, they'll follow you. He said, oh, yeah, they're already following me right now. I said, if you could put them in a pen.
He even said, I'll just put them in a pasture.
Yeah, well, if you could put them in a pen, I'll come get them. He said, you know what? I'll put them in a pasture. Don't even worry about it. Take your time. Don't even worry about it. So we went there and we talked to him and everything. We made a deal, and he bought them. So it worked out.
It literally could not have worked out better.
Well, we were already discussing about maybe selling it to him if we could, if he wanted them.
Yeah, we're like, well, maybe we should call this person.
Yeah.
And, I could see them being interested.
Yeah.
And then they literally walked down the road up his driveway exactly.
He put them up.
There.
Called, got them in there. And then, I know I'm interrupting. Then, as we pull up, he's walking out his door.
Yeah. And we're just...
What are the odds?
Yeah.
So, I just think everything happened.
He's a very sweet guy.
Yeah. Oh, great. We couldn't have asked for a better situation.
Yeah.
Everything happened the way it needed to happen to make us know we were making the right decision. Literally, every single part of it.
It's like we battled with this decision.
This has been 2 years in the making.
Yeah.
2 years of us trying our absolute best. Then we were like, you know what? Maybe we'll sell them before we move here. And then we were like, you know what? we're going to try, we're going to do this. And then our biggest thing that we've talked about through all of this is, if you're buying property and you don't have animals, do not buy animals until you take care of yourself first, then build it up and then get animals. Yeah. We're trying to, this is my new slogan for YouTube for a good while, is make YouTube real again. There's too much fake out there. There's too much gimmicky. There's too much, hey, a company paid me just to say this. There's too much of all of that. And the reality is a lot of people get into whatever they watch on YouTube. They're watching on YouTube because they want to get into it, and then they get into it and they're like, this is a nightmare. And it's like, oh yeah, everyone dealing with it on YouTube just doesn't show it. And I already told Danielle, I said, I don't even care if people get upset at all. I'll go grab them cows and take them to their house, put them in their yard, and see what happens. But
which, we love them so
absolutely.
Much. They're great, and it's a part of the dream, the vision down the road. We talk about dream life. Yeah. What is that? What does that look like? And again, it's here. We're living off the land. We are raising our beef. We're raising our pork. Like all that, our meat and that, raising beef, that's a part of it. But at the end of the day too, we preach about this all the time, is get yourself set up first. That's our biggest mistake we have done. And maybe we need to take our own advice and learn from our own lessons.
But it was also, we already had taken on the responsibility and we were trying to make it work. But in the end, it just boils down to learn from our mistake, and try to not get into it until you're ready, if that's possible. Also,
things truly happen. Yes. It happened how it needed to. Yeah. Every part of it, and again, it would have been 10 times harder rehoming them before, and now it's just like we just know this is the right decision.
Oh yeah. How often does it work that's like, maybe we will contact this person because we know he'd probably be interested, and they walk to their house. That's unreal. It literally was a sign given from God that this was meant to be.
It truly, I could not feel better.
The problem took care of itself.
I could not feel better about the whole thing.
Yeah, so. And I'm same. And we're really big on when you sign up for something, you really go for it, and you try to make it work. And again, it's not like we didn't try to make it work. This was a 2-year thing in the making. So
you guys know the whole reason we didn't start on the grain bin and everything was we were like, we're building the barn first. Yeah. We're doing the fencing first, and we're doing all these things.
And now we need more fencing so they're comfortable. And
So it all worked out.
It did, and then of course this always happens. It was literally, all right, Jared, come up, help us get the fence so we can give them a bigger spot, and then it happens. So it's always, for us at least. Mm-hmm. You make these plans and you're like, all right, I'm going to do this so it works, and then you get doing it, and then something out of the blue happens. So
but even this though, having what you and Jared did is super helpful too, because that front area, the original pasture area, it needs to rest. Yes. And we can get in there, clean it up, truly everything, let it rest, maybe seed it down, everything. And I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, we're pretty much at the point where we can start being a little more comfortable. And that's a huge thanks to Jared for helping get it manageable, I guess, as far as help clean up and mow and weed eat and get it to a point to where we can breathe a little bit. It's very hard, and I think this is something that a lot of YouTubers don't show or maybe talk about. You want to paint the picture to be a beautiful, wonderful moment all the time, because that's what sells. And
it's not life, for one.
It's not, and it's not this life at all. When you have animals and you're building a house, this has been a very, very hard 4 years of building and doing stuff, and we could easily take the easy route and we've talked about it, and I've asked Danielle, what if we just sell everything and live at the house in town? But we're like, at the end of the day, it's not really what we want. So you have to just get through it, and it's like, I'm so glad we didn't do that. All right, let's keep pushing forward. Let's do this. It's just everybody has their weak moments, but you could take the easy way out, but we're trying our absolute hardest to
that dream life.
Yes, you have to remember the dream life. You have to remember,
vision.
Even if that means sacrificing things here and there, and part of that sacrifice is we have to sacrifice part of our dream of having beef and all that stuff. We could do it later. We'll probably never get animals with those personalities, but that's part of it. But the good thing is those animals now can make someone else happy, and when they're already with that personality and used to eating out of your hand and stuff, like it makes it easier.
So they'll spread joy.
Yes. And you know what? For the years that we had Lambo and Reba and all that, they spread so much joy on here to people that, it was worth it to us. And so, I don't know. I just feel like everything does happen for a reason, and for us, it really, really panned out the way it needed to. And again, a sad moment. It's not something we're hoping for or anything like that, but
couldn't feel better about it at the
correct.
same time. It's
now it's like we can breathe. So I don't know. It's one of those. We're just keeping it real. We're telling you everything, about it, and it's just what are the odds that in one day they get out over and over and over, and then they walk to the person's house. So
not for lack of food, not for lack of space.
No.
It was just there.
They were on their own mission.
Yeah.
And they're on it now. So, very happy. We feel saddened by it, but also relief. And hopefully, maybe someone out there is in our situation and they've been battling it. Hey, you do what is best for you, and you know deep down what is best for you. And I can tell you right now, I don't care if anyone gets upset about it. I don't, because we're the ones living it, and you're the ones living it in your situation. Yeah. You got to follow your gut and your heart, and it's a good thing if you feel bad for doing it, because it means you care. And everything doesn't work out perfectly in life. Everybody should know that by now in their life. And plans change, and the best way to get good at something is learning how to handle situations in the moment and what to do, and learn to follow your instincts and all that. And honestly, we've had a lot of changes in our plans lately as far as how we are going to design the property and do this and do that. And truly, I really do think it's working out for the best. And
it's almost like, it sounds weird, but the property and everything happening here in itself, and then it's just molding. Obviously, we're molding it, but this external factors kind of pushing, as well as to like everything that it needs to be for our family with this baby coming.
It's speaking to us. It's telling us.
Yeah, I don't know if that makes sense, but that's exactly what it feels like, and it's what it seems like.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people that watch have never lived this lifestyle, so I always like to give analogies or some type of reference.
Hit them with it.
It'd be the same as if you had a job and you worked there for such a long time, and out of nowhere the company laid you off. I've been there. I've done that, where I thought I was set up, making good money. This is going to be my career, and then the company just goes under. And I didn't know what I was going to do, and that kind of led me into. I just specifically remember sitting at our apartment pool with Retro Thunder Road, Brandon, Jared, probably my other brother and stuff, and just being like, you know what? I don't care about the money. I want to do something that I enjoy. And I started working at that dog facility, and that led me into doing Crocker Twin Creations, which led me into doing video work, which led me into working with bands, which led me into all the knowledge I know about YouTube. And literally,
life will kind of push you.
Yeah, it led me into it of like how to build, how to use a camera, how to mess with music, how to venture on your own and be your own boss. Like literally all of that was pushed because that job that I thought was going to be a forever job, a career that I worked my way up in, was just gone. Literally, Jared started working there, and we were working, and they called and was just like, company's over, bring the truck back. What? Like, no warning, nothing. And it led to all of it. And so that's the only way I can describe the feeling if you've ever been in that situation. Things happen and work out. You just don't know why or yet. And if you just follow your gut and let things lead you, when you know the feelings, you know how it is. And it's like Danielle said, it's kind of molding us. It's speaking to us what it needs. And honestly, I haven't brought up a lot of stuff that I was thinking, and with all this going on, Danielle's like, what if we do this? We fence this part, this could be for this. And I was like, that is the craziest thing, because I've been wanting, in my head, I've been thinking about that, I've been wanting, but I didn't want to push it. I didn't want to like make you think a certain way that you needed to like think that, because it's what I wanted. And so I was just like kind of holding off, and then it just worked out. So I really do think, listen, pay attention, and follow your gut in life, whatever that may be, and things do work out. So
it's like little whispers.
It is
that we've talked about.
Yeah, and you gotta listen. So sometimes, I don't want to say a tragedy, but sometimes bad situations can lead to something really, really good if you allow it. And sometimes, one door is closed so another one can be opened. In our case, one fence is torn down so we can build another one. But I don't know. I feel good about it. I'm happy. We're going to go make sure the electric fence is on and working and everything. But very pleased with the week of Jared being up here. Very pumped to have hung out with Paragon Ridge Ranch out there having fun.
And it's also, it was good to, it was fun to watch, like, Parker and Jared, even like
just the boys playing.
They
were just going around, getting through the mud.
Yeah, and Jared whipping it on the 4-wheeler and everything, and then obviously always a good time seeing Paragon. We love them so much, and it was good. I'm so glad Jared stayed a little bit longer too, so it wasn't just hurry up here,
do it, work, and then
it's like working back to get the tires on, working to. Just for both of you guys is what I'm saying, and then work and get this and then leave. It's like, let's enjoy the time as well, and so that was cool.
Yeah, and even Jared on his STR talks, this was before we even went camping. He put the video out, and he was even saying too, like, man, you gotta live more, you gotta do more, and maybe it was just a good thing for him too to like, hey, maybe I want to go fishing a little more. Maybe I want to go hunting or whatever. Go on a road trip or, whatever it may be. I think that's a good thing for everyone to remember is do what you need to do in life. Listen, pay attention. And then also you got to listen to yourself. You got to really deep down, you got to know what you want. And then don't be scared to go after it. If that's just a vacation or a change of scenery or a different job or whatever, your heart is telling you what you need to do and you should listen. And life is very, very, very short. So we're just going to live it the best we can. And on that note, we have literally right around 100 days, and we have a baby appointment coming up. So every time it seems like that month just goes by.
It is so fast. Having the appointments was after this. The appointments move to every
2 weeks or something.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's getting there.
Yeah. So, it's pretty exciting. It's pretty crazy. And I really do feel like life is really starting to pan out. We'll hit some more walls. We'll hit some things. But we're going to listen to our gut. We're going to do everything we can to be as ready as possible. And just to reiterate, we do have a house in town. So the house here, yes, we're still doing what we can, but also we're also trying to take care of ourselves and get stuff situated the way we need to be in the right state in every form for this baby. So I don't know. I really do feel like life is working out the way it needs to. And again, a lot of that is partially because of you guys supporting and allowing us to live this lifestyle and have the freedom to do what we see fit, and forever grateful for that. So we're going to make sure that electric fence is still popping good. Everything's good. But as of right now, I think they're going to be pumped out there. And then there's Lucy's. Yeah. All right, guys. Catch you next.